Joe Biden's utility bill must be going through the ceiling as the heat has been turned up on the White House. See what I did there? We found out the National Archive has around 5,400 emails where he used aliases like Robin Ware, Robert L. Peters, and J.R.B. Ware. So what does President Biden do? Well, he distracts, of course. He even said he convinced Strom Thurmond to vote for the Civil Rights Act. Problem is, Strom Thurmond voted against the Civil Rights Acts in 1957 and 1964. Joe would have been 21 years old, and he didn't enter politics until 1971. But don't let that get in the way of a good story.
Pause for just a moment. I thought things had changed. I was able to literally, not figuratively, talk Strom Thurmond into voting for the Civil Rights Act.
And by the way, I'm actually Martin Luther King Jr. I'm still alive.
Before he died.
He didn't actually say that, but that could be next.
I thought, well, maybe there's real progress. But hate never dies. It just hides. It hides under the rocks.
Not exactly sure what rocks he's talking about there, but that's okay. Joe has since said he convinced Abraham Lincoln to end slavery, and he begged him not to go to Ford's Theater. Donald Trump is under 4 historic indictments. That's the first time in history that has happened. All at the same time, precisely to coincide with the 2024 election campaign. Other than that, there is nothing to see here. Certainly not collusion or conspiracy. But here's MSNBC's Chuck Todd saying the man who hasn't been indicted, Joe Biden, with mountains of evidence of corruption, is actually the victim of awful Republicans. They call this projecting.
And the one thing I want to point out here is I want to show you this stuff has taken a huge toll on him. You know, Biden...
Right. Dude, you got to get some Propecia or something. You can do something about this.
Maybe abortion is the difference there.
Yeah, there you go. Go to the old standard abortion.
That will bail him out.
Wow, abortion's going to bail him out. What a sick way to bail out a campaign. I couldn't help but notice at Costco this weekend, the Christmas stuff is out. Literally, there are Christmas decorations and gifts out right next to Halloween candy and those big inflatables that are kind of annoying. Now, there's a new shopping season, but you won't see it in stores. Big Pharma loves it. It's vaccine season, I know. And if you're a good pharmaceutical company and donate lots of money to politicians, you're going to have an awesome holiday. Here's Newsmax's own Carl Higbee to explain.
I'm sorry, but the mask thing was bad enough, and now HHS, which has discretionary spending, has announced it's going to spend $1.4 billion in a grant for the development of future vaccines.
Vax to the future, I like that.
Of $5 billion available. On top of that, Biden just asked Congress for $40 billion taxpayer dollars for another new round of COVID vaccines.
And don't forget the money for Ukraine.
I'm sorry, hold up. During COVID...
I'm sorry, wasn't there a disaster in Maui or something?
We created 9 new billionaires just in the pharmaceutical industry alone. They made record profits.
Other than that, nothing going on here.
Pre-pandemic stock of Moderna in the last week of 2018 was less than $15 a share. COVID hits, and when the vaccine mandates were first imposed, and within the month, their stock price soared to more than $400 a share.